And it's the two prime names, the Young Riders classification leader and indeed the overall leader. They share the same time overall, don't forget, Evenepoel and Roglic, and they are going toe-to-toe. And here comes Almeida. Well, if he was the quickest up that hill because of mechanical troubles that we spoke about earlier in this race, is he going to have a smoother run of it this time around and do something spectacular? Adam Yates is no interest in chasing on. It's down to anybody else. And Jai Hindley it is that comes through and says, OK, I'll take on a little bit of this. And Giulio Ciccone looks like he can't offer up any kind of help whatsoever. Rigoberto Urán bounces out of the saddle. He's on the back wheel at the moment of Almeida. He's got Landa locked in right here, and Michael Woods as well. And they've just separated themselves. Almeida's going again. My goodness, what can he do? 14 seconds, 13. It's bouncing around that margin. And now with 3 kilometres to go, we'll come off on a lazy left-hander. It seems to go on forever. It will do. And then a lazy right-hander will take us to a hairpin. And that could well be a great time to start trying to distance your nemesis. And, of course, for both Roglic and Evenepoel, it's one and the other. Gosh. And drifting over to the side of the road goes Evenepoel and says, look, if you want to play the game, then go through and do something. And here comes Almeida, here comes Rigoberto Urán, and there goes Evenepoel. Says, see ya. Well, just as he was asking a question, he answers it himself, and it's Roglic that goes straight onto his back wheel, and there goes Zola as well. Got to keep this drive going. Remember what we said, at the back of this sort of lazy right-hander, there is a hairpin left, which would be an ideal launching opportunity. He's possibly gone just a little bit early here. Has a look back down the mountain. Can't see the chasers, which were clearly in sight. And there he is, Almeida, knowing that Ciccone is gone. Got to keep this drive going. Remember what we said, at the back of this sort of lazy right-hander, there is a hairpin left, which would be an ideal launching opportunity. He's possibly gone just a little bit early here. Has a look back down the mountain. Can't see the chasers, which were clearly in sight. And there he is, Almeida, knowing that Ciccone, could there be on the radio a little bit of a request here going into Marc Soler? Do you think you might drop back for Shao and get him on the podium? Here he comes, make sure of that. Could be a win as well, you never know. 2.5 kilometres to go. What a finale.
It is, and Joao Almeida is in the podium place, and Marc Soler has to drop back now and help him. He has to just forgive the fact that he's up against two of the strongest riders and trying to get that stage win. I know it's his local roads, and you know he is a local, but third on the podium means so much in this race, and Marc Soler needs to try and help Joao, but he's doing it himself because they're slowing down at the front.
They are. Joao Almeida has made it over. And indeed, Marc Soler, you saw the radio, he got the radio call, and that would be confirmed. You know that Almeida is here, and he gave the affirmative. He knows what his job is, and right now he just pushes past, and this could be Almeida. If Roglic and Evenepoel decide to go for 6 and 4, don't forget 10, 6 and 4 at the line. It'll only be a 2-second margin plus whatever Evenepoel can find if he lets the UAE riders off the leash. He's going to rest up for the time being. Joao Almeida's here, he's got to believe. Oh, he's zipped his jersey back up. He means business. This is because he's not going to take his hands off the bars. He won't be celebrating at the line, Evenepoel. He'll be driving right across it. He wants every single second he can get. If he lost the lead of the race by over-celebrating when he won the stage earlier in this race, he's not going to make the same mistake this time. And Woods got off as well, leaving Landa behind, and Urán says, well, if that's the case, I'm going to come and join you, my friend. 2 kilometres to go, Brian.
Yeah, Landa now being distanced, but what an effort there from Almeida. He managed to get up to Soler. Soler looked, he waited for him to come up and now went straight to the front. This is playing into the hands of Remco Evenepoel, because he managed to get Roglic past him. He tacked him, but Roglic is sticking to him like glue. So the fact that they have gone, Evenepoel was getting a little bit of a rest, if you could say this, in this kind of steep climb, but Remco Evenepoel will definitely want to win this stage, and very soon he'll take this upon himself and go on the attack to win that and distance Roglic.
Having to go round a motorcycle, that's a disgraceful thing to do, is park yourself at a point like that, just clearly where they wanted to bridge over to take their nose off the next corner. Well, there you go. We can but complain on behalf of the riders. There we are. Maybe they're out of fuel. I do not know. 21 seconds. Looks like that way. Please excuse us. I'm not sure, Mark. Shao then out of the saddle. Evenepoel looks like he's barely mouth breathing at the moment. This is absolutely remarkable. He's got that killer instinct. Slight pale visage of Roglic for the time being. They'll be close to their limit, and the limit, if it is going to be found, may well be found by Roglic first, I think. Uterbrecht's just trying to grind his way back in. Woods leading around there in the pink, just behind Landa, of course, as you can see, and on his back wheel is Lenny Martinez. Good finish by him, I must say, for Groupama Francis. Popped up towards the front. That bodes well. 1,400 metres, and still Soler. Well, he's on duty now on behalf of Almeida. When does Almeida go for it? And indeed, will it potentially be victory today with the kind of firepower he's got on his wheel? 1,300 metres, not that far away from the Flamme Rouge, but we're bedevilled here, Brian, not by a truck parked at the side of the road, but by hairpins, plenty of them.
Yeah, Soler's gone now. He's done his effort, but I think Evenepoel still got something left in the tank. He wants to win, not just the stage, but he wants to distance Remco, Primož Roglic. But yeah, still very difficult climb. You can see, where we're at the moment, the altitude. The last kilometre averages 11%.
Ouch. And this has bitten as well. Landa just tries to tempo his way back on. Fantastic performance here, I must say, by number 64 in the blue, Lenny Martinez. He rolls through, goes by and says, thank you very much, gents. I've been hiding all day and now I'm here to do my thing. And he's doing it very, very well indeed. What a finale we've got here, Brian. And some surprises, but only in the minor places just for the time being. And Roglic comes through and he has to make a statement. And there he is, stays planted. Evenepoel gets out of his saddle and then plonks back down. Almeida is here. They're sharing the duties. Could end up as a 3-up sprint. Soler getting himself back in, and Roglic at the moment. And look at Evenepoel. His eyes just dancing all over the place. When is he going to pick this one up and go for it? And is he able to do so? He's kind of expect that, and every time he drifts over the side of the road, it's almost a precursor to him having a dig. Well, look at this. Yeah, don't bother looking at me. I'm just adjusting my spectacles. And through goes Almeida. Oh, this is fantastic. Soler, beg your pardon, has just burst through right now. And this is going to force the chase. It's Almeida. Beg your pardon. He's kicking on here. Now then, if Evenepoel and Roglic look at each other, none of that happening. Well, it was a momentary lapse of concentration, I guess you might say. Apparently there from Evenepoel, puts his specs on. He was messing around with it, just trying to force others to come through. And guess what? João Almeida went through there and asked a question of them. Answered straight away by Evenepoel, with Roglic right there and then mobbing the young Portuguese as he comes up and gives him a disdainful look. Opens the centre and Roglic goes. This is fantastic. What a prize fight we've got here, Brian, with just coming up to 550 metres to go.
Well, he's learning from his mistakes, Evenepoel, because in Volta does Mail, he led it from the front and, everybody took advantage, and he's not going to do it today. He's easing up. He's still got something left in his legs. We're inside the last 500 metres. Roglic is propped on the front, but I still think that Evenepoel's got something left to win this stage.
João Almeida looking like he's dying on the bike at the moment, but don't let that fool you. And Roglic, cool as you like, pushes on. Almeida indeed has been distanced here in just a couple of pedal strokes. It seems he's a couple of bike lengths in arrears. And Roglic is on the front here, and Evenepoel is on his case. He comes up the inside with 300 to go. This is where he rocks and rolls at moments such as this. And look at the power and look at the gap here. Almeida tries to force himself back into it, and Roglic it is that picks it up. He goes into that little pocket of that little aero pocket that's being offered up here. It's mano a mano yet again, as we suspected it may well be. 150 metres to go. 100 to go right now. Still has not unwound entirely, and Roglic goes to the inside. He wants the barriers. Evenepoel responds as well. What a fabulous battle between the pair of them, drifting over the outside of Roglic. And Evenepoel sits down. He can't do it. He can't follow. And Roglic said, this mountain is mine. This jersey is mine. Catch me if you can. And today you cannot. Wow, Roglic takes it. Evenepoel apparently falls over the line. Here comes Almeida. Another strong performance by the young Portuguese. Well, you find out so much when you get to this kind of arm wrestle. They stared into each other's eyes. And in the end, Primož Roglic, his form this year, outstanding. And so was that. What a day of racing. Soler just crossing the line in fourth place, and then it'll be Oran with indeed Lenny Martinez coming up from Groupama Francis. fabulous finale, and what a statement from Roglic.
Incredible.